Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It means the absolute world to me. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emily, and yeah, thank you for being here. So as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be discussing this book. Now, I finished it last night and I have some thoughts, so I thought I would do a little review. But before we jump into that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever I upload content. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Reading Is My Aesthetic. And yeah, let's just dive in. So, Book of Night. So this is Holly Black's first adult fiction book. And I wanted to have no expectations other than that there would be a little bit of spice. So if you've read the Cruel Prince series, you know that there's not a lot of spice, and like I think there's like one scene, maybe two, and it's fade to black. So I thought there would be a bit more spice than that, but other than that I had no expectations, okay? This book just did not do it for me, and I really don't want to be negative. Like, I hate talking negative about a book, except for Allegiant. That book can burn. But I really don't want to be negative about this, and I wanted to like it so much, but it just didn't do it for me, and I'm really sad about that. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of what I liked and what I didn't like without spoilers, and at the end I will talk about some spoilers, and don't worry, I'll give you all a warning. If you haven't read it, you can click away. But yeah, so what I liked about this book is, first of all, the female main character is a badass. She is very cool. She's very well written. I really like her personality. Like, she's very kind of edgy, like doesn't really care what anyone else thinks of her. Kind of grew up on the wrong side of the track, so yeah, I really like her. I think she's very cool. She's a very likable female main character, and Holly Black is very good at writing female main characters. Like I said, if you've read Cruel Prince, you probably love Jude. She is very cool. Yeah, I really like that about this book. I also I like the concept of it. So this isn't a spoiler because it literally says it on the back. It's just all about like magic and like your shadow and how your shadow can have magic, without saying too much more. But I thought that was a really cool concept and just something a bit different, something I hadn't really read before, so I liked that aspect of it. I thought it was quite cool. I did think it was like a little bit confusing at times, like all the different like mystical, like magical creatures and things. But no, I really liked the concept of it. I thought it was very cool. I also really liked the plot twist in this book. So this book is about 310 pages long, so about the first kind of 200, it was just over 200, probably like 250 pages. The story was good. I was liking it. Like, it was good, and like I like how the chapters are organized. So it has like what's going on, and then it has chapters that go into the past as well, which kind of like explain how we kind of got to the situation that we're currently reading about. So I thought the story was good. It had it was a good story. Like, it was fine. So for the first like 250 pages I was like, yeah, okay, this is okay. And then the last kind of like 30 pages, or the 30 pages after that, I should say, 30-40 pages, were really good. I really liked them. That's when it kind of like, the plot kind of thickens and there's like a few plot twists, and I thought, okay, you know, I can get behind this. This is really good. Like, I really liked the plot twists in it. I was quite surprised. Yeah, so I was like, okay, this is great. Like, you know, that this is really kind of picking up. This is interesting. Yeah, and then the last 10 pages, so the ending of the book, was not it for me. I want to make that clear before I go on to what I didn't like about this book. These are all my own opinions. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and that's fine. If you didn't like this book, join the club. If you did, that's great. I'm really happy that you liked it. But yeah, these are all just my own opinions, okay? So please don't come for me. But I did not like the ending of this book. I don't like the trope that it ended with. I don't want to say anything until the spoilers part because I don't want to give it away, but I was just not satisfied with how it ended. And it's obviously set up so she can do another book in the series, I think, but it just, I was very disappointed by the ending, especially after, you know, everything is kind of revealed and like all the secrets kind of come out. So yeah, I'm pretty sad about it. Like I said, I really wanted to like this book, but it just wasn't it for me. Like the story, like I said, the story was fine. It just wasn't for me. It just, yeah. So what I didn't like about this book, I first of all thought the plot was very predictable. I predicted the majority of it, except for probably like the last kind of 30 pages when I said there was a lot of like twists and stuff, but I predicted the majority of it on what was going to happen. So yeah, that was one thing I didn't like. I really like to be kind of, you know, surprised and not really know what's coming. So I did think it was very predictable. Another thing that I didn't like, and this is just kind of like a personal sort of preference for me, is like urban fantasy, because it's set like in like our modern world, so like there's references to things like they have mobile phones, they have like there's references to like Netflix, I think, and like just like our everyday kind of things. And I'm not really a huge urban fantasy fan, so that's just like my kind of personal preference. I didn't really like that about this book. I thought that it would be more fantasy instead of urban fantasy, but that's fine. If you like urban fantasy, you would probably like this. And and the final thing I didn't like about this book is there was no spice. And like I said at the beginning, because this is her first adult book, I was expecting at least one scene. I would have been satisfied if there was one spicy scene, but there was probably like 2 or 3 like sex scenes, but it was all fade to black. And I was so mad that it is. Like I just wanted to read the smut. I just wanted a little bit of smut. I don't think that was too much to ask. But yeah, they were all fade to black, and like I personally probably would not class this as an adult book. I think it has maybe about like, I don't know, 5 or 10 swear words in the whole entire thing. Like it's not, to me, this is not adult. I would say it's young adult. So yeah, like I said, I went in with no expectations other than I was hoping there would be a bit of spice, and there wasn't. So I'm very sad about that, as you can probably tell. Like I said, if you like urban fantasy, you would probably like this. It's a very quick read. It was just fine. Like I had really wanted, like I said, I really wanted to like this, and it just didn't do it for me. I'm just kind of disappointed, to be honest. But I mean, at least it's pretty, right? It looks really nice on my shelf. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, so it's like blue, and then it's got all the pattern on the side. So I mean, at least it's pretty. Yeah. So before I go into the spoilers, I wanted to just do a quick rating on this book. So I would probably rate this book 3 stars. It would have been 4 if it wasn't for the ending. Okay. My thought process through this book as I was reading it, so I got to page like 200 and something, like before the plot twist, like I said, and I was like, okay, this is 3 stars, like the story is fine, like it's okay. And then I got to the plot twist and I was like, oh, okay, like this is 4 stars, like this is really good. And then the ending happened, so I'm deducting a whole star because of that. I'm furious. So yeah, this was a 3-star read for me. It was just a quick read, like it was fine. I feel like I do need to go and read some heavy smut after this because I'm so disappointed that there wasn't any. But yeah, overall I would say this is 3 stars. And now I'm going to go and talk a bit about some spoilers. So this is your official spoiler warning to click away now if you haven't read this book, or if you don't want to hear any spoilers on this book. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and making it this far into it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever I upload content. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Reading Is My Aesthetic, and feel free to message me whenever you want if you want to chat about literally any book I've read. I'm more than happy to. If you've read this book and want to chat about it, please send me a DM or comment below. Please don't put spoilers if you're commenting in case people haven't read, or put a spoiler warning, but yeah, thank you so much for making it this far. So this is your spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. First of all, the ending. The ending. I am so annoyed. So if you read it, you obviously know it's like basically an amnesia trope, and I hate them so much, okay? Like when his shadow gets joined to her and he doesn't remember her, like I was so upset that he didn't remember her, especially after everything that they'd been through together. I'm just really upset. I did not like that ending at all. I just, like I said, I hate an amnesia trope. I'm just so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed, and I absolutely hated it. I think it could have been ended so much better. Another spoiler I want to talk about is when, so like I said in the last 30 pages, all the plot twists, I was so surprised to find out that, is it Remy, well Vince, but Remy, who was the actual person, had literally been dead all along, and it was Red all along. Like, I was so surprised. Like, that was a huge kind of like, I didn't see that coming, because I thought like Red, like I guess it's kind of like portrayed to be that way as well. I thought Red was just like out there running wild, like doing whatever he wanted to do, and Vince was just Vince. So I was so shocked to learn that it was Red the whole entire time, and he was like, he had like taken on like a person, like a figure of his own, or well, I guess not his own, but like who Remy used to be. He'd taken on his form. So yeah, I was really surprised about that. I really liked that twist in this book. And I think Red is just misunderstood, honestly. One last spoiler I want to talk about was just going off of like how I said Charlie was a really badass female main character. I flippin' loved how she managed to figure out that that book was in his safe the whole entire time. Like, I did not see that coming. She's just like, her brain is just like, she's just so clever. So yeah, I was not expecting that to happen, and like for her to be able to like go in and crack the code, like I thought that was so cool. Yeah, so like I love that she managed to literally figure out how Lionel Salt set her up, and yeah, she literally broke into his like double locked safe and whatever and figured it out. So yeah, I really liked that twist in the story. I thought that was very cool, and just like very like badass of her to figure that out and then present him with it and being like, ta-da, like outsmarted you. I love that. That's all I wanted to talk about for this book. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of this video. I would love to know your thoughts on if you thought the same as me or if you disagree. You can send me a DM on Instagram or leave a comment down below, but like I said earlier, please don't put in any spoilers just in case people haven't read it. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed me having a little rant about the lack of spice. Yeah, so that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever I upload content. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Reading Is My Aesthetic. Bye!